Hello, it's Kelly here from Spiritual Awakening Signs, and I cannot wait for today's masterclass. I think it is the coolest topic we've covered so far. It's all about how you can harness 1111's life-changing frequency, and I really mean that. 1111 has a power to it. And of course, we're talking all different forms of 1111. So maybe you see quadruple one everywhere, maybe you see 1111 on a clock, maybe you resonate with the 11th of November, which we've got coming up, and I'm going to be covering all of that. Maybe you haven't connected with that energy before. We're going to show you how, and we'll definitely show you how to get the most out of it. So I'm going to tell you what we're going to cover in this video. We're going to talk about what 1111 really means and the epic shift power that it can bring to your life. Why 1111 is a significant day in the first place, why it's a significant day, number and sign. Common misconceptions that actually block 1111's potency, so making sure that you've not got anything in the way that's going to stop you from aligning with that power. The best way to connect to 1111 and maintain its frequency the whole year round, so changing it from a one-day thing to the whole year. And of course we've got tips and a guide for you to harness 1111's life-changing frequency. So it really is a jam-packed masterclass, and I am looking forward to sharing this all with you today. So let's get started. Now 1111, to start with, to put it simply, is your spiritual truth bomb, and I mean that in every sense of the word. It is a truth bomb of epic awakening, new beginnings and miracle manifestations, and it's here right now. So you know we've got 1111 coming up just shortly. Don't worry if that's not what's going on for you right now, if you're watching this at a different time, because we'll talk about how you can tune into that energy still, okay? Now 1111 is all about waking up, and it's very much about new beginnings. It's like a jolt to the system. It absolutely activates us from within our energy, and that's why people who are awakening quite often see 1111 signs as they start to begin that journey. They start to notice it on the clock. It's like, oh, it's 1111. It was 1111 the last time I looked, or that happened yesterday. Or they see billboards with quadruple one, or they notice, two things with the number 11 on it. Just odd coincidences that it's like, that keeps showing up. It's not a coincidence. That is this energy coming into your life. So 1111 has this power, whether you automatically connect with the 11th of November, you see it on clocks, like I said, billboards, number plates, telephone numbers, the list goes on. It can show up anywhere. And just a little hint, if you haven't seen 1111 yet, you might actually start to see it now that we're talking about it. You're watching the masterclass, it'll start to tune you in with it a little bit as well. One thing's for sure, when 1111 energy connects with your life, you are forever changed, and I can say that from experience. That's why this upcoming 1111 is really, really important spiritually and energetically. Now, our spiritual landscape has dramatically changed. It has changed a lot in recent years. It's no longer about simply going through spiritual awakening, which it was before, and that was our focus before. Now it's about waking up while you're present in this ever-changing time of uncertainty. Everything's changing around us, so it's like, connecting to 1111 during that time is even more important than before. It's so important. This upcoming 1111 is a really important date, and it's something that we want to actively connect with, because it's going to push our awakening further. And it's all about shifting. It's about shifting from being a victim of the changes of the universe, your circumstances, the things that are going on in the world round about you, to being a conscious, responsible and active participant, a co-creator with the universe. So it's that difference from the universe is happening to me, or I am part of that process. I am aligning, I am manifesting, I am bringing these things into my life, this abundance into my life with the help of the universe. Is a very different energy. Trust me, it's very, very different. And it can make huge shifts in your life. Now, 1111 calls you to wake up to the new. It's all about new energy. And I say new with, capital N-E-W. It is big. It jolts you. It's quite a jolting energy because it's confrontational. And the thing about it being confrontational, usually we would see that maybe as a bit of a negative thing. But actually it's this really incredibly enlightening energy, because it's a call to action. It is helping you shift into that higher awareness and higher consciousness So you can choose to do that with 1111 energy. You can actively choose to tune into that awakening, to have your consciousness shifted, to align with the universe, all these wonderful things. Or you can treat it like an alarm clock that's going off, and you can hit snooze, you can ignore it, you can just let that time pass you and you can go back to sleep. But I know, as someone who is on this spiritual journey, that's not what you want to do. And you've got to question that when 1111 comes into your life, you know, how has the way things have been going been working for you so far? It's time for change. You know it and I know it. It's time for us to shift. So you need to use this 1111 energy, which is so invigorating. It really is a powerful energy that tells you things can be different. It can be different than before. It's time for change. Are you going to heed the call? Are you going to listen to the 1111 energy? Are you going to allow it to impact you? Are you going to let this really powerful, significant, energetic gateway, this date of 11th of November, are you going to let it just pass you by? And that's the two options you've got, and I know which one I want for you, okay? Take the call, align with the 1111 energy, and allow it to really waken you up even further. It's very powerful. So we'll talk a bit more about what it's about, because I want you to really understand it on a deeper level, because people just talk about it quite casually. It's like, oh, it's 1111, but like, I really want you to understand why it's so powerful. Now, when that 1111 energy touches your life, really amazing things can start to happen. It's a time where illusions start to shatter, confusion starts to clear, you start to really wake up to what's going on. It's real truth, real clarity, and it can catalyse an awakening all on its own. So just by seeing 1111, just by connecting to that energy, if you aren't already going through spiritual awakening, you're definitely going to go through it once you connect to that 1111 energy. And if you are, it's going to catalyse your awakening even further. And that's when we start to get into this energy where we are clearing obstacles, clearing blocks, seeing through the confusion, understanding that we actively know the way forward, and it seems so clear when 1111 just clears the pathway. It's just, it really is like that spiritual truth bomb. It just blasts everything out the way, and it's like, oh, of course I know the way forward. It seems so simple. It's very, very powerful in clearing untruths out of the way for you, and it's makes the pathway ahead obvious, but it also catapults you so much further forward. It's an energy you can use to really push forward, particularly if you're stuck, if you're in blocks, if you're finding things difficult to get shifted and move forward. It cuts out all the time-consuming digging, it cuts out all the soul searching, it cuts out all the questioning, the confusion, the wondering. It absolutely dissolves it very, very quickly, and it just goes, boom. Here's your spiritual truth bomb. Here's the truth. Things need to change and you know it, so do something about it. It's that confrontational energy, but it really pushes you to make wonderful changes in your life. Now, of course, 1111 is a significant date, and we're going to talk about all different forms of how 1111 can show up. But the reason why it's a significant date, meaning the 11th of November, and that's every year, shows up every year, it is tied into both astrology and numerology. So it's a particularly powerful opportunity for you to deepen your spiritual growth and connect with your inner self, and of course awaken your subconscious big time. It pushes forward in a big way. So in numerology, 11 is a master number. It represents intuition, inspiration, illumination, and spiritual awakening. It's all about enlightenment, and repeating 11s are even more auspicious. So they're a sign of transformational awakening. Can you see where we're going here, the energy we're leaning on? It's a message from the universe telling you to sit up and take notice, take stock of what's going on in your life. And it also represents the end of one cycle and the new, fresh beginning of another. So if you're wanting to move away from negativity, from the past, from challenges, obstacles, struggles, any sort of old 3D energy, 1111 is the way to do that. It definitely pushes you into a new, fresh start, which is fantastic. So every year on November 11th, we actually get the chance to experience that master number, to really tune into that energy if you know how to purposely align with it. And we'll cover that in the video so that you totally know what to do. Not to mention, this particular 1111 is in 2022. Now, that supercharges the energy even further, because 2022 represents new opportunities and the manifesting of miracles. So It really packs a punch. It's like wow, wow, wow with numerology. Don't miss this powerful energetic event. Don't let it pass you by. These opportunities don't come around all so often, and you'll have to wait a whole other year until that date is upon you again. It's the most potent time to tune into 1111 energy, so don't miss it. Get ready to connect with that energy and emerge from 1111 energy all shiny and renewed, because that's how it makes you feel. Okay, so let's talk about some tips that you can use to really use 1111 in any form to your benefit. But we're resonating with the date right now, but really in any way you can connect with it. Okay, so tip number 1 would be to meditate. So make a conscious choice to purposely and actively connect with that 1111 energy. Now you need to know that the energies are at their most powerful on this specific date. We're already feeling the effects of it. So you can meditate and connect with it really around a week before 1111 and even up to a week after, and you'll still be within that energetic gateway. You'll still get the benefit within that time. Of course, 1111 itself is the most powerful time, but you have that gap, that gateway to use, and the more effectively that you can tune into 1111, the more you're going to get the benefits of it. So make sure that you set some time aside to meditate within that parameter, ideally on the 1111, but you've got space either side of it. Prepare for shifts, big ones. That truth bomb energy of 1111, it really has quite a force to it. There's no other date in the yearly calendar that will boost your spiritual awakening as powerfully as 1111 will. So you need to be open and receptive, and you need to be ready for mindset shifts, for sudden awareness, for aha moments, where it's like all of a sudden you're like, oh, I've just realised this about my life. Oh, didn't notice that before. It's like these things just kind of go off in the mind because the awareness is flooding to the surface, and that's when you can really make powerful shifts in your life. So you want to make sure that you are being kind to yourself throughout this time, that you are prioritising time for self-care. And I would also encourage you to do some journaling, even if it's just simple notes that you take down on any of the interesting insights that you have, because those are the keys to making changes going forward. Those are the things that are going to really help you understand what steps you want to take in your life and where you want to go next. So really it is absolute wisdom. It is wonderful moments of insight, so don't miss them. Write them down. Don't think, oh, I'll remember it. Take it down. Please believe me, because I've been there before and you're like, oh my gosh, I wish I remember what that was. Don't miss it. And the third tip that I can give you is ask for guidance if needed. So if you're feeling stuck or challenged in your life or in your spiritual awakening right now, you might need some extra help, and there is absolutely no shame in that. We all need some extra help in our awakening journey at some point. And 1111 encourages you to ask for help because it implements changes. So it's all about, 1111 doesn't really care how you make the changes, it's just make the changes, just shift. Okay, no excuses, just move forward. So you can ask a friend, a family member, a therapist, a confidant, a spiritual guide, or especially your inner self. This is a really important time to tune in, to listen to your intuition. It probably really has a lot to say at this time because of the power of those 1111 energies. So take some quiet time and listen to what's going on within. And of course, if you need help to make those changes, ask for it. Find the right person and move forward. So let's talk about some of the misconceptions that block 1111's potency, because I really want you to get the most out of it. 1111 is almost upon us, and there are quite a lot of myths or false beliefs, misconceptions about this particular phenomenon that could block you from receiving the incredible gifts that it has to bring. And I really want to ensure that we avoid that. I want you to be able to align with this energy because it's a huge part of your awakening, it's a huge part of your growth and of you moving forward, and I want that for you. So let's talk about some of the things that could get in the way. So myth number 1 is that 1111 is just an angel code meaning stay positive, right? To say that it's simply a reminder to stay positive is just a huge injustice. It's just so off track. 1111 is a DNA level reminder that you are an immortal soul. It is a wake-up call, absolutely. So not only is it the most powerful energetic day of the entire year, It's also a frequency all of its own that can catalyze your awakening. So if you're not going through spiritual awakening, 1111 energy can do that, that's for sure. If you already are, it can boost you even further, and it's going to shatter those illusions. It's going to dissolve all the confusion. It just really helps you to see things clearly from a grounded perspective and also from a really spiritual perspective. Fantastic, powerful energy. It is an energetic gateway to a higher vibrational experience. So use that, lean on that and use that. So please don't think that it's just, oh, it's a bit of positivity. It's just not the case. It's so powerful. So myth number 2 that could get in the way is this idea that 1111 can only be harnessed by the ones who saw the signs. Okay, if you've never happened to notice 1111 or quadruple 1 or 1111 on the clock, don't worry about it. While 1111 might show up for some people unexpectedly on their spiritual awakening pathway, others need to actively align with it, so it becomes a conscious choice, and there is nothing wrong with that. Okay, everyone's on their own journey. It doesn't mean that you're not supposed to connect to it or that it's not meant for you. Sometimes we need to harness its power by actively calling it into our lives. And quite often it's the times when we don't actually see 1111 that we need it the most. That's when we need to reach out for help. So request its assistance, put that call out there, allow it to create shifts in your life, and know that you are absolutely deserving of its power. It doesn't matter if you've never seen 1111 before, you can choose to connect with that, okay? And I know for me, I've connected with the energy at times where it's not been showing up in my life, times where I've had gaps in my spiritual awakening where I just felt really blocked and it's like nothing's happening, I'm not getting any signs. That's the time you want to connect, because that's the time that it can really make shifts for you and help you break through, okay? Myth number 3 is that 1111 power is only effective on 11th of November each year. Absolutely not true. So the 1111 energy is definitely much more potent on the 11th of November each year. That is the time when it is the most powerful, and you definitely want to get the benefits of that. If you're a spiritual person, you want to lean into that and make the most of it. So you definitely want to utilise that divine timing of 1111 so that you're harnessing the benefits. But 1111 energy can show up at any time in life, at any time throughout the year. And you can choose to align with it at any time that you need that energy. So don't get hung up on the number, don't get hung up on the date. You can draw the attributes of that vibration and the number to create change at any time in your life that you need. It will be there. It will absolutely be there. So don't get hung up on the idea that it has to be the 11th of November. It's more powerful on the 11th of November, and like I said, the week before and the week after, but you can harness that at any time in your life. And there are definitely times throughout awakening where things get a bit stuck, they get a bit stale, you feel like you're not really moving forward. That's the time to call on that powerful energy, okay? So you might be wondering how. Let's get to the how part. So we've got a little guide on how you can harness 1111's life-changing frequency, and I want to make sure that you can really tune into that because it's such a fantastic opportunity. Now, you might have tried to connect to 1111 energy before to find that it's not working. Maybe it was actually showing up in your life, but you didn't really feel like you got the most out of it when that opportunity came to you. Now, if you're new to the concept and you want to know what you can do to harness this powerful energy, all you need to do is follow our little steps that we're about to talk about in our guide. Now, like I said, 1111 can help you to spiritually awaken, shift your consciousness even further, shatter illusions, create new beginnings, new opportunities, manifest miracles. If you want to harness its power, this is the best step-by-step that we've got in what to do. And this is what I do every single year, so I can attest that it works. Okay, so number 1, actively connect with 1111 energies on the 11th of November. So the number 1 thing that you can do if you have the opportunity, if it's around that date, if you know it's coming up, then you want to make sure that you are connecting with it at the most significant energetic day of the year, because that's the time when it's really the easiest. It's so easy to connect with it if you know how on 1111. So you can do that by meditating, you can do it by calling in the 1111 energies at any time on that date. Now, if you're unsure how to do that, don't worry. We have a meditation that will guide you through that entire process, that will align you and activate you with 1111 energies automatically. It'll do it for you. All you need to do is relax, but we'll get to more of that in a moment. So you want to make sure that you're actively connecting through meditation or just tuning in, okay? Number 2, have a moment of inward reflection at 11:11, meaning 11 minutes past 11, on 11:11. So all the 11s are getting a bit confusing. Make sure that at 11 minutes past 11, I usually do this in the morning, of 11th of November, you take a moment of reflection. So I do this every single year, and I have done it since my awakening actually began. I take a minute to tune in, I make a wish, I make a manifestation, I give thanks to the 11:11 energies. At 11:11 on the 11th of November, and I'm usually sitting at my laptop working, but I just pause for 1 minute and I just tune in, focus and sense those energies, and then I get on with my day. And it really helps me to feel aligned. It helps me appreciate the energy and feel like I'm aligning with it at that moment when the gateway is at its most powerful. So make sure that you do that. And number 3 is pull an angel card for guidance. So to figure out what's going on in your life right now and get clarity on where you should go next, try pulling a card. Now, we prefer angel cards because tarot cards sometimes can be a little bit more negative. Angel cards are quite positive and constructive. They're usually building on something in your life. So I find that, particularly if you're a sensitive person, sensitive energy, they're just much kinder to your energy to work with, much more constructive. Now, the readings are going to give you insight into your current situation, so they are perfect for harnessing that 11:11 power, and they'll really help you determine what steps it is that you need to take next. They can also illuminate a lot. Sometimes you take a card and it's like, whoa, I know exactly what that's about. But they can help you take the next step. So you can use any deck that resonates with you. If you don't have one, maybe consider getting one. Or you can check out our YouTube channel, Spiritual Awakening Signs. We've got a ton of angel card reading videos. All you do is look through the playlist, pick one that just seems to resonate with you. Don't take too long, pick the one, and then there's usually card 1, 2 or 3. You just skim down, pick a number and click on the little timestamp and get your reading straight away. And honestly, you'll be amazed at how much it aligns with where you are right now. That's a really great time of the year to do it. Now, I will give you more insight into other things that might need to be done for 11:11, but you ultimately have everything you need to do step by step so far. If you stick to those key things, you'll find that you can align with the energy really easily. It's just really about having that intent and that focus to draw on the energy while it's there. Okay, so let's have a little recap of what we've learned. So 11:11 is about waking up, new beginnings, fresh starts, and manifesting miracles. Very powerful energy. It is the spiritual truth bomb that activates us from within. Now, common misconceptions that would block 11:11's power, we're not going to get stuck on any of them, thinking that it's just an angel number meaning to stay positive, which it's not. Thinking that it can only be harnessed by the people who see the signs. So even if you don't see them, you can still harness that energy, that's fine. And thinking that the power is only effective on the 11th of November, well, we know that's just not the case. It's more powerful on the 11th of November, but you can access it any time at all. And then we give you a little guide on how to harness that life-changing frequency. So you want to actively connect with those energies on the 11th of November, where possible. And that means meditating, tuning in, taking a moment. And number 2 was have a moment of inward reflection at 11 minutes past 11. On the 11th of November, all the 11s, very confusing. Just think 11 minutes past 11. You see it on the clock, take a moment, close your eyes, tune in, and you'll be aligned. And then, of course, number 3 was to pull an angel card for guidance. Like I said, if you don't have angel cards or you don't want to go and buy a deck, just go to our YouTube channel. It's totally free. Look at the videos that we have in the playlist for angel card readings and just pick a video at random, pick a card at random, and I guarantee you will be amazed at how much it aligns and helping you push forward. Now, if you want a bit of help with aligning with 11:11 energy, we can help with that. The good news is you don't need to go to energy healers, you don't need to train, you don't need expensive repeated sessions. If you're ready to get started on connecting with the consciousness awakening power of 11:11 right now, then you can check out our brand new meditation, the 11:11 awakening meditation. Now, it is specifically designed to help you to be energetically activated by all forms of 11:11. So you'll get that activation whenever you see it, whenever you become aware of it in your life, it'll start to really activate it within your energy. It'll help you shift into new beginnings and manifest miracles in your life. And you can get started in literally 10 minutes time. You won't find an energy healing product like this anywhere else. Our meditations are a mix. They are a special mix between relaxing guided meditation and energy healing and activations. So it's really the equivalent of a specially tailored one-to-one energy healing session with me, because I work with a collection of high vibrational spirit guides who are dedicated to helping us on the awakening pathway. And when you listen to that meditation, whether it's 2 weeks from now, 2 years from now, they automatically go to work on your behalf, and they start making energetic adjustments and shifts and activations that are ideal for you, specifically tailored to you. It's not just a blanket meditation. They're going to work with you to adjust it to what's appropriate for you. And you can use these meditations again and again to heal layers and layers as you move throughout your spiritual journey from the comfort of your own home and at your own pace. So they are a fantastic tool and resource to have. Now, this meditation is going to help you to do a few key things. It's going to help you to tune in to 1111's life-changing frequency. It's going to help you be energetically activated by 1111 in any form. So quadruple 1, 1111 on the clock, 1111 the date, whatever it is, it'll help you be activated by it more fully. It's going to dissolve illusions and help you experience a transformational consciousness shift, which is catalysed by the 1111 energy. It's going to help you to draw from 1111's potent power throughout the entire year. So this is where we set up your energies to really tune into that power. It's not just about the date, and it's not just about seeing it on a clock. It's about being tuned in long term. And it's going to help you to manifest new opportunities, fresh new beginnings, and miracles in your life too. It's a very powerful energy. And that meditation can help you if you're ready to tune in. Then check it below. Have a fantastic day and sending lots of 1111 energy to you.